Hi, this is Brigid from Brigid Seas, and we are doing January forecast for Gemini. And as you know, Mercury is in retrograde, and guess what? I'm having technical difficulties. Anyway, here we go. Let's see if this will work. No, it will not. It will not work. Hmm. So if I do this, will that work? Okay. And we go like this. Boop. Will that work? No. We're going to call this a day. Anyway, Gemini. So I'm also a Gemini. And I love astrology. And I've been doing it since I was about 9 years old. I love how it coincides with history. And I do charts at DNA Sales 2100 in Tecumseh, Michigan. Normally, I would have, let's see here. There we go. And then we are Gemini. I'm trying to do full screen layout. Nope. And let's do this one. There we go. But we need to reverse it. Okay. Well, we're going to try it this way. Love Mercury retrograde. Anyway, I'm brought to you by DNA Sales and Selkie's Treasures, which is a boho boutique that does pop-ups and vendor shows and whatever. And the walkthrough that you saw was through DNA Sales. And I wanted to let you know that I do absolutely no readings over the internet. I do phone readings, but I am booked until March for that. But you can come into DNA Sales and see me there on Thursdays and Saturdays. So for an in-person reading. Please follow, like, and subscribe my YouTube channel. I appreciate anything and everything you can provide in a way of support. I'm kind of shy, and this technical stuff is, how do I want to say? I'm not a producer. Anyway, I wanted to say Happy Wolf Moon for January 6th. It's also when Mercury starts to go direct. And so maybe my tech will go better. Anyway, it's interesting because the full moon is in Capricorn. And it's a time to release the negative for the general forecast. We'll get to the things that Gemini needs to kind of watch out for, to act for, that kind of thing. It's time to slow down, check your plan, watch your day planner, don't overplan, digital detox, be flexible, don't control the outcome. At the end of the month of January, you will find that you'll be looking at your present profession and whether it serves you. The North Node is going to be a focus, and that has to do with your life purpose. If everybody was on their path of their life purpose, everyone would be peaceful, and um, everyone would be helped, and we would not have as much turmoil as what we do now. It's the grumpy people and bad jobs. I'm just saying. I love both my professions. Anyway, but then 2023 has this Aquarian transit through Pluto. It's just brief. And then we go into Pisces, which means our oceans will be kind of looked at as far as for ecological and environmental concerns. Our Saturn and in Pisces, it's a more comfier kind of less edgier energy. It's about doing the collective good for everyone kind of thing. It's also a focus on money, which is weird. Usually those two don't coincide, but they do. So nonprofits, this is your time to get your literal poop in a group. But also, you need to look at how things are playing out and whether you have the correct information, because Mercury went into retrograde the 20th of December. So we had to plan the holidays, go through one of our worst storm season. And now as Mercury goes direct, For Geminis, we're going to be kind of low and slow until Mercury goes direct and the 6th. So this is your time for self-care. Um, you know, the other thing is so don't overbook. Geminis do that. I know I'm guilty. I'm absolutely guilty. But don't overbook things. Make sure that you literally have enough time to get there, because usually with Mercury retrograde, it impacts travel, it impacts planning, but also we need to start as a collective. Think about what happened in 2016. Where were we at? What didn't we follow through? What didn't we complete? What issues did we have? Because now we have the tools to go back as things present themselves from 2016 and says, you're ready now. Or, and the other is very interesting, is 1995 through 96, that time frame. Because whatever was presented and you said no to or didn't complete or whatever, and that goes with higher education, jobs, whatever, is coming back around to say, hey, it's time for you to complete this. You need to move on, and this is part of it, including family members, friends. If you had a falling out with someone, that kind of comes back. Excuse me, I'm a note person and I have tons of them. So the other thing was, we had an unusual cazimi that happened on the 22nd and the 23rd of October. So we might have gotten a glimpse of opportunities to come. Might have presented themselves, but you're thinking, oh, that's too good to be true. It might not have. Excuse me, I need a drink here. You might not have had the full story, whatever. But as it comes to pass, that time frame was kind of your foundation to plant that seed in your brain to move forward with it now. So for Geminis especially, it's going to be slow, slow, slow into the 6th, and then hold on to your hats. It'll be very, so that time frame that everybody's going to look at is 1993 to 1996. What were you doing? What didn't you do? What were your things that didn't happen to work out so well? Whatever it was, you can complete it this time around. It'll come back around and you'll be able to finish it. So, and the other thing in the collective, with Saturn and Pisces, it shows the injustices and how we can rectify things so that we can all be equal. I know it's very Pollyanna-ish, but we got to start somewhere. So society and the norms and the integrity of society is really looked at. So Pluto and Aquarius, you're looking at morality, religion. The other thing is AI is very much so a focus for that time frame. Forgive me, I ripped out my so it's very much so a focus for that time frame. And so anything to do with AI is usually progresses forward. And it's funny because we have an Avatar movie coming out that talks about the earth and being more conscious of it as a living being thing. So now for Gemini, and Gemini especially, so you've kind of been tested by rude people lately, and you've tolerated situations and things where, how do I want to say, that maybe you weren't being celebrated or appreciated, but you were just utilized for what you were able to give. Well, that time frame has left. So, and if you have any health issues, now's the time to get in a good groove for self-care. And it's not just because of the new year, it's because the new year actually starts for astrology in March. So start thinking about now those health routines and things that you can fit in your life now to impact a difference and then have results by March. So Mars is in Gemini on March 2023. What that tells me is you've got impetus to move anything forward, businesses, whatever. Um, so um, the the other thing is Mercury. Um, what happens is after a Mercury retrograde, we usually have that where it's like, oh, I have some extra energy. Just make sure you're not burning yourself out. So this is a time frame where you should be buying and selling after the 6th of January. Um, Communications with people usually is much better as you can sell. I'm Gemini, Mercury rules me, and I'm kind of starting over a thing. You can get some really cool spiritual guidance as well as it's a kind of a historical time frame with ancestors, and you might discover somebody that you knew way back when. But also, it also has to do with childhood memories, those kind of things. Now, Gemini, your focus is the eighth house, which has to do with taking action in your career, and it has to do with fresh starts. Truly, in 2 weeks, like I said, there'll be a slow intro, and then 2 weeks, it's like you'll hit the ground running. The eighth house is very positive for financial gains, as well as bonuses and credits, and positive for investments. So the other thing is your public image, and things like anything you do out in public will be successful. So um, thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing January. Please stay tuned because I'm going to try to do these monthly in February. So I usually look at the astrology from the start of the month to the second week of the next month, and so you'll see a February come out shortly in that time frame. But also, um, we'll have classes that will have little snippets that we do at DNA Sales 2100. And so I would like to close by saying have an amazing January. And I'll see you